Hey guys, welcome to another top 10 list. Welcome to my top 10 best or favourite 20th Century Fox Studios movies. Yep, I'm starting to do some top 10 lists for certain film studios now because why not? Another idea for top 10 lists. And 20th Century Fox Studios is a great studio. They've done a lot of great films throughout the years, and even after being purchased by Disney, they still have some good quality films. There may have been a few shitty ones, but I'll get to those in the top 10 worst list, but this is the best list, and best in this case does not mean objective. This is clearly a subjective list about what my personal favourites are, so take that into consideration when you're watching this list. But anyways, let's get to it. Top 10 best or favourite 20th Century Fox Studios movies, in my opinion. And before top 10 list, here are some honourable mentions. And my honourable mentions are Big, Mrs. Doubtfire, Star Wars prequel trilogy, Horton Hears a Who, The Sound of Music, the first three Night in the Museum films, original and rebooted Planet of the Apes films, Spies in Disguise, Fern Gully, The Last Rainforest, Miracle on 34th Street, both 1947 and 1984, Aquamarine, and Ron's Gone Wrong. All good films that almost made my top 10 list, but just couldn't, obviously. But coming in at number 10 is the first two Home Alone films. Both are amazing Christmas films that I watch every year in December. Chris Columbus did a great job with directing both films. The way John Hughes wrote them was great. The first one, everyone knows it's about a kid named Kevin McAllister who gets left at home alone during the Christmas holidays, and he has to defend his house from the wet bandits known as Harry and Marv. And the second one I have a huge soft spot for, since it's the only good Home Alone sequel. The rest of the other sequels sucked, and I'll get to those in the worst list, but I love the first two Home Alone films. They will always be great. Coming number 9 is Predator, Get to the Chopper. Brilliant sci-fi action film. Arnold Schwarzenegger is awesome as Dutch, and it's super quotable, such as the "You're one ugly motherfucker" scene. Carl Weathers is also brilliant in it as well. John McTiernan, the way he directed this film works, and the makeup, the practical effects work on the Predator 2, and a lot of people have talked about Predator a lot, and the action is badass. It's a great movie. What else can I say that hasn't been said about Predator already? Current number 8 is Rio 1 and 2. Yep, two of my favourite films from Blue Sky Studios. The first one is a great film with likeable characters, creative animation, great music, and overall a lot of fun. I even have a soft spot on the sequel, which I know some people are mixed on the sequel, but I still like Rio 2, and yeah, I enjoy both films. Coming at number 7 is Alien and Aliens. The first Alien is one of my favourite sci-fi horror films ever, and probably my favourite Ridley Scott movie. Ella Ripley, played by Sigourney Weaver, is one of the best female action heroes ever. Ian Holm is awesome as one of the villains called Ash, and the Xenomorphs are very scary movie villains. Like, they're some of the best parts too. The second film, Aliens, is just as great, if not greater, and definitely the best of the Alien sequels. The way James Cameron directed it, the practical effects, the cinematography, and both films are awesome. Coming number 6 is Anastasia. Anastasia is an amazing animated film directed by Don Bluth. Talked about a lot in my top 10 favourite movies of 1997 video, and I love it. It's a really good story, excellent music, great characters, amazing animation, and I grew up with this film. It's definitely one of my favourite Don Bluth films, and it's also one of my favourite 20th Century Fox Studios films as well. It's a great movie. Anyways, number 5 is The Simpsons movie. As a Simpsons fan, I love this movie. Super funny, so many great quotes, such as the scene where Homer says to Bart, "The worst day of your life so far." And of course, the Spider-Pig scene, who we can't forget that scene. This is what some people also thought was going to be the conclusion to The Simpsons, but of course The Simpsons is still going, and I think they're planning a sequel to the Simpsons movie. I'm not sure if it's still in development, but I look forward to that whenever it comes out. Anyways, number 4 is Deadpool 1 and 2. Huge Deadpool fan, so of course these two had to make my list as a tie. Ryan Reynolds is great as Deadpool himself. I love the supporting characters such as Colossal and Negasaur and Teenage Warhead and Dopinder as well. The sequel is really good too, especially with Josh Brolin as Cable. Talked about these two films a lot, so I can't wait for Deadpool 3 next year. Coming number 3 is the first 3 Ice Age movies. I do have a soft spot for the 4th film, but I would only watch it occasionally, not a lot due to some issues here and there. And the 5th film sucks, and so does the Ice Age Adventures of Buck Wild, but I still love the first 3 movies. The first one is such a great film about 3 historic animals, Manny, Diego, and Sid, who look after a baby called Roshan. Yep, Scrat the Squirrel is a hilarious squirrel. The second film is also a good sequel, and the third one is my favourite of the sequels, especially with the dinosaurs. And all 3 are my favourite Bruce Studios films, so I've talked about them a lot, so yeah. Anyways, number 2 is that film right up there, Die Hard. Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker. One of the best Christmas films ever, and one of the greatest action films as well. John McTiernan did an awesome job directing it. Bruce Willis is brilliant as John McClane, one of the best movie heroes in action films. Alan Rickman is terrific as Hans Gruber. I've talked about a lot about Die Hard, and it has good sequels with the exception of the 5th film. That one sucked, but the first one is the best for me, and I love it. But my number 1 favourite 20th Century Fox Studios movie is the original Star Wars trilogy. Yes, this counts in a way because the original trilogy was made before Star Wars was bought by Disney and before 20th Century Fox Studios was bought by Disney. But anyways, everyone knows how much I love Star Wars. The original trilogy is one of the greatest trilogies of all time with the most memorable quotes and everything about it in general. I've talked about it a lot, everyone has, so don't need to talk about it anymore other than it's my favourite on this list. So yeah, those are my top 10 best or favourite 20th Century Fox Studios films. So what are your top 10 favourite 20th Century Fox Studios films in your opinion? Tell me down in the comments and give this video a like if you liked it. And thank you all for watching, and may the force be with you always.